let us break this down to understand some of this concept. So once you log on for the first time into Eco Insight, um, just if you look at the bottom left, you'd be able to see your own profile. You can log out or you can see your profile settings. So if you were to look into your profile settings, you can see some of the other features as well. You can see I'm a community user. I can put in my profile picture. I can put in my personal details, or I can amend some of my personal details here and put in my phone number. But not to worry, I'm not changing any of those details. Let's really start from the scratch. So the first thing you would see that's very prominent is the dashboards. So dashboard is really a very important feature of the RP Analytics Eco Insight. So the dashboard really shows you your a graphical image of your own processes. So if you were looking at this, if we break this down into a few components, we can see what this really means. So three types of dashboards you would get with Eco Insight. You would have the business insight, you would have the operational insight, and you would have the support insight. So these are the three types of dashboards you would get with Eco Insight. So both the operational insight and the support insights are all premium versions. They require you to have a premium license. So for the free version, we get the business insight. And the business insight for managers and people that manage the book of work, you'll be quite familiar with some of these. You'll be quite familiar with all of this, what this really means, because these are things that this company have transposed from Excel into a graphical or into a kind of automated way. So let's check it. Let's look at this very well. So let's just say we break it down into like four components of the business insight. So you have this first layer, you have the second layer, you have the third layer, and you have the fourth layer. So just for understanding, we can actually call this 5 layers to include the left, kind of the bottom, the top right. So if we take it from the top right, we look at some of these features here. So you have your options to these are called radio buttons, which you can actually toggle between. So you can toggle between actual or forecast, or just forecast or actual. This just means that you can forecast, let's say, what's my return of investment for the next few years or something of that sort. You can do that kind of forecast, or you can look at an actual, what it is right now. So we can only see there are only a few options we have. This requires you to upgrade to the premium. So you can see the forecast with the free version. And you can actually generate a PDF. Again, this generating PDF is actually a premium version, but you can generate all of these. You can generate all of these as a PDF. That's very interesting. So the second layer, this layer, if you look at the second layer we're talking about today, is we're looking at the filter by time. So this sort of correlates with these radio buttons. So you could either be 1, 3, or 5 years, and this allows you to filter processes. You can see at the moment, I have no processes. I haven't created any of the processes. So that's why I'm having all these blank values. So the second layer we have here, this is something that a lot of companies would always track, and it's very important you pay attention to this. So the second layer talks about cost savings, FTE savings, total volume, total time savings as well. These are some of the metrics or the KPIs companies track when it comes to automation. It doesn't necessarily have to be kind of RPI. It can be used with intelligent automation or process mining. So the next thing as well, if you haven't already noticed, you would have seen that every time I hit any of these boxes, I get this hint. And this hint tells me what they actually really mean. So this is kind of very intuitive, especially if I'm just looking at this for the first time and I don't really understand what's going on in the background. So the next one is, as you can see here, is the net present value, and you have the net benefit. These are some of these values that will be calculated based on some of the values we have provided for the processes. So we also get the payback period, we get the ROI, and we also get, much more detailed level of the business processes. So if you look at this process name, stage, payback period, because it depends on how your process is laid out, your process could actually be in development phase, testing phase. What are you actually making? Are you losing money? Are you making money? That's what you need to know.